Good afternoon. Today I'm joined by Alan Norman of Mersey Print. So good afternoon, Alan.
Good afternoon, Mark.
Could you briefly, first of all, tell us what you do and for how long you've been doing it?
Yeah, so I own a sign and print company. So basically offering signage to small, medium, large sectors, anything from LED signage to acrylic signage,
Right.
even just flatboard signage for your average hoarding boards for construction people, health and safety boards. We also do a lot of printing as well. So we do stuff from like business cards, letterheads, everything that you can possibly think of to do with the printing industry, to help other local businesses to get their word out as well. So
yeah, I read somewhere you did registration plates as well, don't you?
yes, so in May last year we started up a little, it's basically like a little sideline company to just to take up a bit of less time, and we didn't think it was going to throw off too much from our work that we've got now. But no, over the year, it's basically a steady income. So it's an extra income. It covers some extra bills for us, which is brilliant. And yeah, so that's an extra thing for us as well. Yeah.
So quite a diverse range of stuff that you do generally, Alan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So we do anything from signage, vehicle graphics, websites, business printing, and then obviously the number plate business as well. So yeah.
Super. When we talk about success, Alan, is there any specific person that springs to mind who's been an influence to you?
Yeah, well, yeah. I've got obviously two influences. Obviously, one is my granddad. He helps me basically with like if I need a little bit of extra money to help set up the business when I first started, he was there for me to basically be able to give me that information and and say, right, yeah, this is what we'll do to help you get to where I am now. The other person is my friend called Lee.
Yeah.
He's a bit similar to me, to be fair, because he left school with no qualifications. I think around the age of around about 32, he started to learn. He went back into college and he did some extra stuff online, and he's now basically a she director of a big home company.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's basically, there's Lee as well. Yeah.
So he's done a lot of learning.
He's done a lot of learning, but he's also guided me into in the right ways. So if I basically say to him, look, I'm having problems with this, he'll guide me in this right way. And if I don't do it in the right way, he'll tell me off and say, no, you should have done it this way. Which then obviously you learn, over that way. So
got you.
Yeah, but he's guided me all the way through this business. So yeah.
So we've obviously all recently come through COVID, which has been a really difficult time. What sort of changes did that cause to your business?
Well, for me, it didn't affect my business. It only affected my restart, because in 2018, I took a step back from the business, and I sold the business on to another company, and I just concentrated on my health. Right. I had a operation in 2018. I wanted to get my health into a good health where I could do things myself and not always depend on my staff.
Yeah.
So I probably, what were we, 2018 September. My health was better around about the end of 2019, and then we hit COVID, and my business was going to be starting back in 2019, but with everything that had happened, I just took a step back. which was a bonus for me, because what I did then is I did some more learning.
Yeah. Okay.
So I learned more about, I looked at my mistakes from when I had the business before. So then I thought, right, this is the mistake I made, and this is what I'm not going to do again. And everyone learns from the mistakes. And so that's why in between the COVID times, I just concentrated on my family, learned some extra stuff as well. So, you know, I thought, if I'm going to be going and doing this, I need to look at some business books and read some, you know, watch some YouTube videos of just how to run a business successfully. And that's what I did in between the 2019 to April 2021 again.
Very good. And probably a very much a related question to that. What would you say then has been some of your biggest learnings as a business owner?
So like obviously just adapting to new ways, make, you know, a work-life balance as well. That was the biggest thing for me. Was obviously when I had my business back in between 2013 to 2018, there was never any work-life balance. I always was in work till 10 o'clock at night. I was sometimes coming home, having my tea, and then I was up on the computer or the laptop until 1 o'clock in the morning. And I think that's where it started to, I was always concentrating on the work and not concentrating on my life as well.
Right.
So yeah.
And that's very important to you going forward.
Yeah. So leaving here between 4 and 4:30 every day. We tend to only work 5 days a week. So yeah, and not starting very early in the morning. You know, just we did like a little thing where we would get in at 8:30 in the morning, and nothing apart from us doing work. It didn't really benefit us to be in at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, I just thought, right, let's start coming in between 9:30 and 10. There's no, you know, there's no oversleeping, because they, you know, people have their own lives, and you know, getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning to come to work, it was always hard, you know, hard for people, and especially for me, because I used to stay up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then going into work at 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah. So yeah, so we try and tend to have a nice work-life balance now. So 10 o'clock in the morning we start, and 4 o'clock we finish. And if there's a couple of days that they do run over, they're only running over by half an hour to an hour. So we're still in the 5 o'clock area where I can go home, see the kids, you know, do whatever needs to be done, and go from there. Great lesson.
Yeah. And what plans and aspirations have you got for the next 5 years, Alan?
So I have wrote something down on that, to be fair. So let me just have a quick look. So yeah, so basically for the future for the business, we want to be looking at more staff. We want to be looking at possibly bigger unit. We were in 2 units down from where we are now, and we've moved into unit 16, and we've already outgrew that as well. So it's just our next part of the state, our next stage now would be more staff, bigger unit. I think working with bigger companies as well. So basically getting our marketing right. The bigger companies, you know, would like to work with us. You know, we can send sample packs, and we can do all this type of stuff. But if you haven't got the right structure of the business, these big companies don't even look at you, because they've already got, you know, printers, they've already got, you know, sign companies that do all that type of stuff. So they don't even bother looking. Even if you were to send them an email, you tend to never get a reply. So my stage now is to make my company big enough for these big companies to actually go, wow, you know, he's doing exactly what he said he's doing. So that's where we want to be now.
Very good. So structured growth, really. Structured growth, but retaining that work-life balance.
Yeah. And then another thing really would be, like I said, a bigger brand using our marketing. So everything that we need to do, sample packs and, booklets that we give out to customers for them to look through. So that's basically what we want to try and get done over the next 5 years. The main thing really would be move into a bigger unit, maybe an extra 1 or 2 staff to start off with, and then just go from there. Then,
how are you seeing, or how are you finding the employment situation at the moment in the Wirral?
Well, for me, because we're such a small business, there's only me, Stefan, and George. Obviously, Stefan's an absolutely lovely lad. He does exactly what he gets asked to be done. He doesn't moan. He likes to put extra hours in as well. So he says, "Look, I'm off on Saturday, but can I come in for a couple of hours and give you a hand?" Or and it's the same with George as well. We got a new laser cutter delivered a couple of weeks ago, and we installed it, and we've left it to the side, and the lads were just, I was at home, and I had this notification on my phone saying that someone was at my office. I look on the phone, and there's Stefan and George popping in. So I'll give them a ring, and say, "What are you doing at work? It's gone past 5 o'clock. Oh no, we want to learn how to use this laser cutter. We want to learn how to use this laser cutter, and we want to be able to do something with it that can progress the business even more. So we don't want to be sending all our laser cut stuff out to another company. We want to do it in-house, which then obviously makes the business more money. And it's not just about money as well, it's about time. Because if we're sending something off to another company, we've got to wait for that to be done.
Yeah.
Where when we do it in-house, we have full responsibility for the time.
So you're quite confident you've got more Stefans and Georges out there to match your growth, Alan?
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've only ever really had me and another member of staff, and in December we took on George. Now George worked for me back in 2014, and he did probably about maybe 2 years with us, and then he went on to progress with other stuff. And we've all grown up now. So obviously George has grown up, Stefan's grown up, and we've all actually sat down and said, it's not about money, it's about time. And we want to have a family life as well, as not just coming into work and going, oh, we've got to do this all day and every day, and we're working 7 days a week. So George and Stefan, they just like their spare time, which is which everyone loves. They like to come to work, but they don't want to go back from work and then go, oh, well, I've got to do this now, I've got to do that. They want spare time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people now just want a bit of extra time for themselves.
And that's very much going to be your approach when you're recruiting people.
Yeah, so it's not going to be, right, you need to be at 9 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. You're going to be working from the minute you walk in to the minute you walk out. It's a very relaxed business, obviously, that I own. So obviously we don't have strict regimes where you've got to be here at 9 o'clock. You've got to, you've got to work till 5 o'clock. It's all about just having that nice. It's like Stefan and George own the business with me.
Yeah, nice.
Because so it's not as if obviously I'm always going to be a boss, but they're also friends as well.
And obviously employing people. How do you think that thinking and that philosophy that you've adopted, where do you think that's come from?
Well, obviously many years ago, when I first started the business, I didn't know where to start with, hiring staff or anything like that. And the very first thing I did was I basically just approached the local job centre and basically said, look, I've started this business. you know, if there's anyone that would like to, even just to, at the time, it was, there was a lot of thing there where people had to do like an 8-week work course to get back into work. And then that gives them the ability to then go, look, I've been in work for 8 weeks. I've done this, I've done that. And when they go to an interview that, you know, for a job that they want to do, they haven't just got a blank CV. They've actually done some work. And I think I took on two people back in 2013. A guy called Byron. He went through college. He got his BA honours in graphic design and all that type of stuff. And no one would employ him because he didn't have any type of like employment history, even though he had college history and stuff like that. So I employed him. I think he worked for me for about maybe a year and a half. And then he built this like relationship up of doing graphic design work. And for me, graphic design work started to fade out a little bit. It was more signs and vans, and so he wanted to stick to doing like graphic type work. And obviously, you know, he went to another company, and I think he worked there up until about last year. So you know, he got what he wanted out of working for me, to basically be able to get into the working sector. So that was the stage of where he was. And then again, we took on another person as well, put him through college and as an apprentice, and got him the actual things that he needed to progress again.
So very much creating an environment where people can improve themselves and giving people a chance.
Yeah, that was it. Well, do you know what? I never got any chances in life, up until, like I said, when I met Lee. Obviously he gave me words, wisdom. You know, he told me what to do, what not to do, how to handle customers, and it was all that type of stuff. So yeah, so you know, it only takes one person to give you that nudge, and then you can help other people. So like,
lovely.
Yeah, so I was helped, and now I'm helping people as well at the same time. So
that's great story, that, Alan. Just again, I suppose a bit more reflection and trying to go back to your 18-year-old self.
Yeah.
What sort of advice would you give yourself?
Oh God, I don't know. Do you know what? I can't even remember what I was doing when I think when I was 18. I think I was DJing. So I had this like nightclub life. I think I started doing DJing like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, and you were up until 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was an absolute, you know, I met loads of friends, all the way through them years that I DJ'd. We DJ'd all over the Northwest, and helped other DJs as well, working with them. But yeah, that's when I was 18 years old, up until roughly around about, I think I was 24, 25. I had my first daughter. And then let me just have a little look here. So if I was going to give myself some advice, it would be work hard, focus on the future, health and well-being, you know, just making sure that my health and well-being was looked after. And then just don't be ashamed to ask for help. You know, if I was 18 years old and I asked someone to help me set up a business, then I wouldn't have started this business when I was like 32. I would have done it when I was 18.
Yeah.
So yeah, just getting in the right, how can I put it? Getting the right job for you. You know where you're happy. You know where you want to get up in the morning and go, I'm happy to go to work. And you know, when people get up to go to work and they're like, oh, wish I wasn't in work today. Do you know what I mean? You know, so I'm happy to go to work every day, and as much as, you know, it is different. So
comes across.
Yeah.
And obviously, are there any offers that you want to discuss that you've currently got on Mersey Print?
obviously we've always got offers. We've got offers on our registration plates, which is online at merseyplates.co.uk. And as for like the signage and stuff like that, we do offer discounts when people order more than one thing. So if they say, right, we're after a sign and we want some leaflets and we want some banners, then we always look after our customers and clients. So there's never just a, it's X, Y, Z. That's what you've got to pay. We do look after people. So
that's great.
You know, and I've always had a motto of, we basically, we're only trying to make a living, not a killing. So, you know, all we want to do is just come to work for the week and go home and enjoy our spare time and just like keep Stefan and George in a job, me in a job. And that's the way that I want to do it. So, as well as building a business as well and a brand. So,
Alan, thanks so much for your time today. It's been incredibly enlightening. Some really beautiful views there. So I really, really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.